Hey y'all, hey. I'm Jay.
I'm C.
And welcome to the JNC's room.
So the next topic is
which kind of leads into this.
Men versus women.
And their expectations.
So
I believe that the expectations that are set for both men and women it's kind of screwed up because how we were raised and what was ingrained in us from young. You know, men, it's ingrained in them from young that they are nobody until they're established, until they have money, until they have their own place, until, you know, they're established and now they can provide for a female. And a female is basically raised with it being ingrained in her that she isn't anybody until she's a mother or she's a wife. So now you have these expectations that you're raised with and then thrown into this whole society and media and everything that's happening, and you have just these messed up expectations, you know. And like we were saying before, how men have to come to the table already
suited and booted,
basically, and a female just has to bring herself.
She just gotta bring the cat.
So, you know, is it unfair? Yes, but you know what though? Not only does she have to bring the cat, let's be real. Like, men, of course, gonna be like, what do you have to bring? Eat for free? No, it's hard. Like, it wasn't hard for me today, but even like makeup, your hair, your body, like we put up, like, especially if you ain't already snatched. You gotta find the armor to snatch it up. You like, your nails gotta be done, ladies. Your
toes.
A
transformer, y'all.
Dead eyes. Your nails gotta be done. Your
robots
lashes
in disguise.
And it's just like you're like, oh, it's for free. But like the put together before you get there, then it's like workout, and then you gotta keep it together because why? Because the competition is real. The competition for y'all, you know, y'all feel like the competition for y'all is real, but there's 7 other females in line, not even caring about the work you're doing. She not
like this.
Some of them is not behind you. Like, go ahead, sis, get your man. No, she back there like, yes, sis, get your man, and showing your man her titties. Like, so.
Hello.
It's real.
Boobies.
So it's just like, even though, you know, men feel like, and I'm not saying that the expectation of men is not hard. It's not difficult, but it's just different. Yeah, it's bad on both sides.
So,
dang.
For me, you know, things ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? You know why I'm saying things ain't that bad? Because I always had my goals aligned. I always had things together. So for me, it ain't that bad. Expectations for me ain't that bad, but the expectations that I don't like is like, I got to do this and I got to do that. Mm-hmm. Word? So what you doing?
What you mean you got to do this, you got to do that? Like what?
Go out with you. We got to go to dinner. I got to wine and dine you.
Okay.
I got to do all of that. Right? Mm-hmm. We go out to a party. I'm paying for everything. Cool. Then if you want to come to my house, you got to come to my house.
Okay.
If you don't have a crib. On me, baby.
Okay.
On me, baby. Know what I mean? But those things don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? What bothers me is, why do you expect it? Let me give it.
Okay.
It's easier that way. Let me give it to you. Know what I mean? But my thing is, if I'm not expecting much from you, you shouldn't be expecting much from me.
True.
So, like, if I'm not putting expectations on you, I only put expectations that you already did.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? If you already started a path on something and you kept continuing to do it, I'm going to expect you to do it.
So,
that's it. That's something that's a standard you put, not the standard I put. The only time my expectations could fail is if you're not doing what you used to do.
So, when I think of the word, expectations, and it, you know, with the between men and females, right? I remember like my older cousin, Burger. Shout out, hey Burger. I was like 20, 21. He came upstate to visit me. I wasn't in jail. I just lived upstate, guys. And
locked up, won't let me
and
out.
I don't know how we got into the conversation, but he was just like, if you go into something expecting shit, you're only gonna get shit. And I thought in my mind like, oh my God, so I'm supposed to go into a relationship and I'm not supposed to have standards,
Positive,
or whatever the case is. Yeah, like but. The question is like, should you go into something with expectations, or expectations and standards, two different things?
Here's my thing, right? Where do these expectations come from? Like this is one of my points. Where do women or men get these expectations to judge the opposite sex on, or same sex too?
I think that it's just expectations of what you're going to deal with and what you're not going to deal with. You get what I mean? And that sounds real negative, but in reality, it's as simple as like, if I'm like for example, if we're having a disagreement, and the person's like, listen, I don't like yelling. And I don't want to yell. If I need some time, just give me time, or whatever the case is. And they expect that person to understand it. So therefore, if we get into a debate and you feel like you're about to yell, let's just walk away. And that could be something y'all talk about. Like, let's just walk away and come back when we calm down. And you compromise on that. But it's an expectation that you brought to the table that got talked about, and you two guys talked about it and decided whether you're going to do this. So I don't think expectations should always be looked at like unrealistic expectations. Yeah, they don't need to come, but like just an expectation of what you are gonna deal with. Respect, honesty. Don't lie to me.
Respect, honesty.
You get what I mean? Or even just don't lie to me. That's it. You get what I mean? That's an expectation that you can bring. So I feel like you should have realistic expectation of what you just want someone, how you want someone to be, because you are going to give them the same thing. Now, should you come in here like, oh, I need you to buy me rings upon rings. I need you to buy me furs and, all this designer stuff just because. I think that's ridiculous.
You see, I'm one of those guys, right? That I want to show you how to get to the bag.
Okay.
I want to educate you on how to be more financially stable.
Okay.
I'm not going to just say, here's it is, and that's that. No. I'd rather show you so that way now you have it for lifetime.
I'm gonna teach you how to fish.
I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna take you to the pond. I'm gonna put the bait on there. I'm gonna show you how to put the bait.
Throw it in.
You know what I'm trying to say? And you gonna get it. Because now once you get it one time, it can never be taken away from you. That's the problem with a lot of opposite sex.
Okay.
Not just women and men.
I just think people in relationships.
Period. People want things given to them. No one wants to earn.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in a relationship. You have to earn certain things. You have to earn that from me. Just like I have to earn your trust. I have to earn your respect.
Basically.
You have, like I was dealing with a girl and she kept saying loyalty. But you're not honest.
Basically.
They're one and the same. Loyalty and honesty and trust is all one pool.
Yeah.
If I can't trust what you say, why am I going to be loyal to you? And not to say that I wasn't loyal.
Yeah.
But it sounds like ludicrous. Sometimes I be thinking that, people want things without working for them. Yep. And it's sad because at the end of the day,
truth.
At the end of the day,
nobody want to work.
Nobody wants to work.
Nobody wants to work.
What is wrong with a little elbow grease? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Like, what is wrong with
with
showing a person you care for them by doing things, not monetary things, doing things like, baby, you okay?
Basically,
are you all right? What's on your mind? Let's talk about it. You going through a bad day? You want me to rub your head, baby? You want a hug? You want a kiss?
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For real.
But they don't want that. You know what I'm trying to say? You got girls that go outside every night and don't work a 9 to 5. And I've heard a woman say, I don't like 9 to 5. Like, they downplayed it, and I'm like, and you a baddie. Woo!
Well, yeah. But Why do people not want to work and like
People
want
are lazy.
something? I don't
First
even
off,
think
I
it's
think that's
only because it's lazy. It goes back to the whole like.
I think that goes to the African days, African
No.
American things where everybody, oh, they did us dirty.
No,
We supposed to get
I
it.
think also when
Entitlement.
Well, I think it's also because everybody's hurt. Everyone's been hurt over and over and are tired.
Do you
So
know,
at this point, they come to this relationship with the standards or expectations to block what happened before, not realizing that you need to get over that to be able to go into this.
I don't think people really realize how to defeat hurt.
Nah, they don't.
It's called you stand up, you face it, you walk through it,
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah.
And you break down why that happened.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the times
Taking
you put
accountability.
yourself
Yep.
in them situations.
I just had this conversation with one of my homegirls, and
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like me as a man, I've done something new. I said to myself, I'm gonna be more patient. And the first woman I was being patient on did not deserve it.
yeah,
Not one bit. But you know what I learned from that? I'm not gonna stop being patient.
basically,
Because I wasn't patient at all before.
yeah, and that's what the
And
thing
that's
is?
what you call karma. Because I wasn't patient all them other times, it said, oh, now you want to be patient. Let me show you something, bruh. Let me show you.
Yeah, karma does come back.
Know what I'm saying?
I say karma is definitely, and as a plus size woman, I'm gonna say this: karma to me is a 300, like a 300-pound chick riding a tiny ass tricycle.
Listen, she fronting.
Hold on, I say that because it's gonna take her a while to get to you, but when she get to you, she tight, and and you about to feel a wrath
Listen.
like you ain't feel ever.
Listen. Karma is like New York City weather. You don't know when that motherfucker coming. But when it get here, woo, it's spicy.
That's serious.
And guess what? It doesn't care about the moment in your life. It does not care about if you're okay. If you're going through something. It don't give a hot damn. But you know what you're going to do? You're going to feel this here.
Listen, the accountability
It's so important.
is everything. And this was the conversation I was having with my homegirl where she was going through a situation. And of course, matter of fact, before I even get into that, I was having a conversation with my homeboy. And I said to him, the problem with people is they don't take accountability in their situations. And I had said, I take responsibility for all of my relationships that I was in. And he was like, oh, that's toxic. That's toxic. How you going to do that? You can't control nobody. You can't control nobody. All you can do is control yourself. And he was just like, and he gave me the example of like, oh, say you live with somebody, he come at 5 o'clock in the morning. You say something that you tell him that you don't like it or whatever the case is, the next 2 weeks, he still does it. And you ain't say nothing. Then he does it for the next 3 weeks. You finally say something again. Then he does it for the next 2 weeks. He's like, so that person, some people are just messed up. And I said, but the messed up part about that is if I leave that and now I take it as like, oh, I'm the victim. When in reality, I allowed this man to continuously disrespect me.
Big facts.
You get what I mean?
Because you know what you could have did after the second time she said something? She could have changed them locks.
Basically.
And could have said, listen, you got to leave.
Basically. And so I said to him, so when I'm talking about like, oh, I take responsibilities for all of my relationships, it's not me saying like, oh, the messed up thing that this man did or he ain't messed up. Nah, people are messed up. People are fucked up. But I allowed this man to continue to disrespect me. I allowed the situation to continue. I ignored it. I didn't value myself and let myself continue to be in this. So it's kind of like,
or you feel compassionate for the person, sob story, and you like, let me help this person. Let me try to make them a better person. But in reality, you're only hurting yourself.
Basically.
Because they don't take accountability for anything they do. You know what I'm trying to say? Everything is everyone else's fault. Everything. There's no time that they say, I just messed up. And they're unapologetic. That's the worst.
But it's not when it comes to these situations that you put yourself into, it's not about that person being apologetic. It's not. It's really, why did you let this happen?
No. You know
what
I mean by apologetic? First off, we already got that down pat.
Yeah.
That people only gonna do what you allow them to do.
Basically.
Period. So like, you let it slide once,
Mm-hmm.
you say something, it happens again, you gonna let it happen the third time? And this is where I worked on my patience, because I cut people off quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to myself, you know, if Jesus could say, I know you're going to cross me, but I still love you. Sheesh. What is little Corey going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why can't I be different?
Basically.
And then in reality, you're not Jesus, bro. I ain't getting resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't rising again. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Capricorns. You know, we all out there. We all out there. I'm December 27th, Jesus 25th. You know, we close. We got this. We kind of alike. But I'm trying to say,
oh God,
what I'm trying to say is real talk. Like, me personally, I'm only gonna. This is something that you know what I'm saying. My patience depends on the personality. Depends.
Mm-hmm. As it should.
As it should, but you know what? I learned.
Basically. So I have a question for you then.
I'm listening.
So back on this like expectations thing, I think you touched on it a little bit, but you could elaborate more on it. What are your expectations? It's a 2-part question. What are our expectations that you put for the females that you date? Like, do you express them? And if you do, like, or if you don't, what are the expectations that what are you expecting for her to bring? And has anyone ever given you unrealistic expectations?
100%.
Okay.
So, what I don't really put expectations on women. I try to tell them like if I'm meeting someone for the first time and we talking, and I only put expectations if I'm taking you serious.
Okay.
That's number one. If I ain't taking you serious, why I'm putting expectations on you?
True.
You come, you go.
Basically.
I wave the hand, you go.
Basically.
Cool. But if I take you serious, then it means I want to spend time with you. That's an expectation. I want to spend quality time with you. I want to talk to you. I want to build something with you. You know what I'm saying? And to me, when you're exclusively dating someone or talking to someone, to me that's like boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't care what anybody say. Mm-hmm. Because it's the same commitment. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the only expectations that I will put on a woman is what she started. If I know I see her twice a week, we go out every other weekend or every week, I'm not gonna say I expect that every weekend, but I expect it to be somewhat consistent.
Okay, so consistency.
You know what I'm saying? Consistency. You know what I'm saying? But a thing that I think I expect is compromise. I expect that because if you don't compromise, there's no point for me being with you.
Basically.
I expect you to make me happy. Because if you don't make me happy, there's no reason to be with you. Love comes. That's going to come eventually. So that's not an expectation.
What do you mean make you happy?
Happy. Like you put a smile on my face.
Okay. A
laugh.
So good vibes.
Good vibes, yeah. Mm-hmm. If you could do those two things, you could stick around. And compromise is very important because that's the most key situation. That's the key thing in a relationship.
Important. People don't realize that. A lot of people
compromise, because you know why? Everything can't be your way and everything can be her way. But can y'all compromise to where y'all both can be happy?
Sure. I just recently realized that. Once again, because you're not taught how to date. That's not even mentioned when it comes to relationships.
That's the number one thing all marriages talk about. It's compromise.
But think about it. If you are not surrounded by people who are married, how are you going to hear about it?
What did I always tell you?
I don't know.
Compromise.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But if you, then that's in the later year of my life.
I always
you get what I'm saying. But I'm talking about later, meaning I met you at what, 2012? So all before that, and
I'm talking about as friends.
Yeah, 2012 we met. But even the compromise, I think we didn't even start talking about that till like maybe a few years, 3-4 years, not the whole time. So you're thinking all those years that now I'm out here. See, and I've never thought about compromise. And wait, before you go into, and it's crazy because I had a conversation with my homegirl last night, and she was just like, and this is how you're kind of, taught about dating and relationships. She was like, I get it that sometimes you just have to sacrifice in relationships. And I was like, no.
You can sacrifice, though.
Not to the level of sacrifice she was talking was like, it was as if this person is your husband. But the thing is, this is what you're taught with relationships. If you don't have positive, positive
examples.
Yeah, positive examples, and you're only seeing sacrifice in the examples, that these toxic examples, that's what you think a relationship is. You're gonna go in it and you're gonna sacrifice yourself, who you are, what you love. You get what I mean? Whatever makes you happy. This is our normal. So, and I had to explain to her, like, no. The only thing, the only thing that you sacrifice really in a relationship is your time. But other than that, everything else should be compromised. It should be what works for both of y'all, not sacrifice to that point. I said, and the only reason you should be sacrificing in marriage is, y'all married and you got some kids. So y'all sacrificing stuff for the kids, but in a marriage, you still should be focusing on...
Sacrifice, that's not sacrifice, it's still compromise.
Basically, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's crazy, you just don't know about
and
that.
Another thing, compromise is just not for relationships. It's for family, friends, even goddamn co-workers. Compromise is a key figure in all relationships.
Yeah.
Understand? True. How many times you told your homegirls, like, why do you always do that? Like, and then she complained about you doing something. How about y'all both fix it?
Truth.
At least just around each other.
Truth. I also think that sometimes there's reasons to not compromise. Like, it's funny. Talking to one of my homegirls, and she was just like, oh yeah, I'm about to go away, da-da-da, yada yada.
Yada yada.
And, she was gonna go to a place where another homegirl of hers is gonna be, and, the girl's in a toxic situation. And I was just like, and she was like, but like, I'm about to go chill with her, da-da-da. And I was just like, so don't. And she was like, so what am I gonna tell her? Don't say nothing. And that sounds messed up.
You could say something.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, you can. But if you're not gonna be honest and you want to come up with a lie, why say anything? Just be honest. Like, yo, I'm going through it right now, and I really can't deal with it. No shade to you, but I'm going through it, and I can't deal with your shit. And it sounds messed up.
There's a better way of saying it.
Of course, there's a better way to say it. But either way, they're going to be mad. So if you're not going to be honest, don't say nothing. Me personally, I'm not going to sacrifice, especially my mental health, especially if I'm going through it. I'm not going to compromise my mental health. I'm not going to say like, oh, cool. Unless it's like a life or death situation, or you either going through it and you're going to come over here and we're going to build it, like we're going to get better together. But if you're going to bring the drama, the extra, or whatever the case is, then I'm not compromising my mental health. I'm not compromising my spirit. I'm not doing that at all. Because at the end of the day...
How I feel about that, if the person compromised for me, and if I compromised with them before and they didn't compromise for me, then I'm not going to do it. And it doesn't have nothing to do with my mental state, because I think I handle things a lot different than most people.
Yeah.
So, me personally, if this same friend compromised for you before... and this is a toxic situation, then I would really think about that. That's
even
just
if
me.
They bring it in.
Listen to me. If they compromised for you before,
well, I don't know if they. I don't know.
I know that this is just scenario.
Yeah.
If they compromised for you before, it's only right that you compromise for them.
Of course, I get that.
Now, if this person never compromised for you, then by all rights, you got the green light to just do what you want, and you can say like, "Listen, I'm not compromising this. I really want to have a good vacation, no drama, and you got drama right now. I love you. We can hang out when you get back."
Exactly. You know what I mean? But when someone's like, nah, I ain't doing it.
It's called yo no sé.
Yo no sé.
Yo no sé.
Yo no sé, for real.
And tell them what it means.
I don't know. That means I don't know in Spanish. But
so let's get back to the expectations.
Okay.
I think, did we cover everything expectations?
Well, you didn't say. I asked you, has anybody ever placed unrealistic expectations on you?
Of
and like,
course.
how did you respond to it, or how did you deal with it?
Of course.
How did you? What were they?
I didn't respond to her. One girl was like, "Oh, we don't go out. We don't do this," and I'm like, "We don't even spend time with each other. Why are we going out? That's not the time to spend time with each other, because then it's just eating, and then we going home. You're going home, I'm going home. That's not even spending time.
I mean, but if
we don't spend no quality time.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm trying to say? So like, oh, so you looking for me to take you out? Cool. I take you out when I want to. How's that?
Well,
that's that. So,
and that's because she's not focused on the quality time.
She's not focused on making each other happy. It makes you happy to go out to dinner. I can have a great meal in my house. I can order Uber Eats. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So for me, once again, but this is a woman that probably hasn't experienced everything. Okay. I experienced everything. I'm well seasoned. Been to a lot of countries. So for me, I'm at that point where I've been there already. So it's like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've had unreasonable. I had one girl tell me, similar situation. Oh, we don't go out. We don't do this. We don't do that. But I'm like, why?
Why what?
Why should we go out? I met you at a party 4 a.m. You came to my house right after the party. I spanked.
Oh.
So you want to go out to dinner? You asked me for money. I gave you a little bit of money, a little $50, $60. Cool. Damn, this sounds crazy. I don't think I should be saying this, but I'm saying like cool. But then, do you return the favor? Because I don't see how I'm benefiting. Vagina is not benefiting me. Because, not to be cocky, but I could call up 4, 5, 6 numbers, 8 numbers, 10 numbers. 5-year-old chicks that still hit me up.
So bring more with the vagina is what you're saying.
Listen, man,
bring more.
You need luggage with that vagina,
with the
baby.
Kitty.
You know what I'm trying to say? You need more, because end of the day, if only thing positive you could give me is vagina, but then you giving me a verbal headache,
it ain't worth it.
I don't need it, because
I think at the end of the day, if all you're bringing is the physical and you have nothing else to give, you need to then reevaluate
your life. And I'm saying and mind you, I'm not trying to play these girls or nothing like that.
Neither am I.
I actually think they're good women or whatever, but
we're also not experts. We're just giving our opinions on this situation.
You might not be expert.
Oh
but,
Lord, where's your certificate? Where's your?
Listen, man. You know what I mean? I don't got a certificate. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not an expert. What I'm trying to say is I've had many unreasonable expectations placed on me as a guy, and it's not that deep.
Females get unrealistic expectations.
Like I was talking to a girl one time, and she always thought I was cheating on her. Like, and we weren't together. Like, we was just dating, like getting to know each other, having sex, obviously, and like she used to always, wow, like you doing this and you doing that, and I'm just like, what? Every time you tell me to come over, I come. And she was doing the quality time. But you know what it is? She's been hurt from the past, from other guys. So because those other guys did that, I'm paying for it. But I'm not putting no baggage on her. You know what I'm trying to say? She could come to my house when she want. She did what she want. I never limit her. So in my mind, I'm just like, I never snubbed you to do anything. So why you feel this way? That's just her own insecurities in herself.
Basically.
You know what I'm trying to say? What is something that you want to add to expectations? You asked me a question.
All right. So I'll say, like, my expectations of somebody that, you know, this was really hard for me because I realized that I didn't put any expectations on a man. And sometimes I still don't. Like, once again, I am she sounds easy. I'm a simp. So when so when I like somebody, I like them hard, and I learned the hard way. When I like somebody, I like them hard, and I really am all about that person, and I just want to be I'm all about them, and I just kind of want them. I like you, and I like you for your service, but I realize that you have to come into the situation with expectations. To me, my expectations aren't unreal. I just need you to be honest, bluntly honest, even though I'm a crybaby and I have a temper tantrum, and I might respond angrily to the honesty, but I still want the honesty because I rather the cruel honesty, not before the sweet lie. So honesty, respect, attention, a lot of attention.
Attention whore.
I like to be sweated because I'm a sweat him too. I like him, I expect him to be ambitious and trying to make him, is working on himself being a better man.
Of course.
Be it financially, not because I want that, but just because you should want to be in a good place for yourself. And if you're planning on, building a family, whether it be with me or somebody after, you should make sure that that stuff is all together. So if you're building, that says a lot about, you focusing on your future and, if you actually want to have a family, as well as him being aware of himself, and
what do you mean by that?
Like aware of things that he should fix, things that he's great at. You get what I mean? His value, just self-awareness altogether. Okay. And being able to, and wanting to continue to like grow, mentally, spiritually, all of that. Because I mean, he takes care of himself, because if he takes care of himself, like health-wise, and I mean, that's good for you as well. Y'all can help, work out together, all of that. I think there's more that I'm missing. You get what I'm saying? But I think overall, just being a righteous.
From hearing that, she sound like she want to stress this nigga out.
Why? How am I gonna stress him out?
It's a joke, but
how?
You asking for a lot.
Really? That he just takes care of himself?
No. Did you hear the list? It was a good 2-minute list.
Yeah, but the whole majority of the list is take care of yourself.
Know your value.
Know your
Sweat
value.
Sweat
me. Me.
Yeah, you asking for a lot, little girl.
First of all, ain't nothing little over here.
Hello.
Okay. But yeah. But the thing is, I'm not gonna expect that from him and not give the same or work on giving the same. I'm not perfect. You get what I mean? I think
those expectations, it's not bad. I think all those things gonna come gradually.
Yeah.
But that's a long list.
But it's still.
All I said was 3 things.
Well, yeah, but that's you.
Happiness, compromise, and love.
Compromise is also understanding, being able to communicate. These are all things that we both need to bring to the table. I think
that I wouldn't be talking to a person if they're not understanding.
True, but how would you know that off the bat?
So you're never gonna know that. You're not even gonna know if a person can compromise off the bat. You're not even gonna know if the person can make you happy off the bat.
Exactly. But here goes my expectations, and then as we get to know each other, I'm gonna see if you're.
Don't put expectations on him. Let him prove himself.
This is what I want. I'm not gonna say,
that's what you want. There you go.
But expectations are things that you want in something. You're expecting this.
No, expectations is saying,
I expect this from
exactly.
you. But you're not gonna expect it unless you want that from that person. So you get what I mean? So
I get what you're saying. I don't think you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
What am I saying?
You're saying, you're expecting this from this person right off the bat as soon as you come in.
What I'm saying to you is, give them time to show what they're capable of.
Of course.
Because in that way, you know what they're going to do.
Definitely. But
then if you're trying to say you expect it, they didn't even show you nothing to expect it.
I get what you're saying.
You don't even know what they could do.
So then in reality, nobody should expect anything.
In the beginning. In the very beginning. But once, like I said earlier, once y'all get serious, that's when those...
So then...
But remember what I told you though. I said that I allow them to be predicate of what they're going to do.
Well, yeah.
And the minute they stop doing what they was doing, that's when my expectations, because I'm only expecting what you already done. But that's me.
Okay.
Now, if you tell them, like, I like for you to do this, I like for you to do that, they might not even be capable of doing that 100%.
They might not. But then, and this goes back to what you bring to the table. If I don't, I want this and I expect this. Granted, I'm allow you to see.
You want it, but you don't need
it. I need it. I need this in the relationship. I do. I need this in a relationship. And
1 to 8.
I'm gonna allow him. Yes, I'm allow you to be you. But I'm gonna have what I expect in a relationship. This is what I want in a relationship. This is how.
Have you had all those things before?
Right.
Have you had all those things in your life before? At one time.
At one time, yeah.
And what happened to it?
Well,
Yikes.
Both parties didn't agree on something, and it didn't work out.
The
But it
three
also,
things-
but it
the
is.
three
But
things
I'll
that
say,
you
but
didn't
I'll say
say-
this. I'll say this. It isn't because of my expectations. It wasn't actually my expectations. It was the expectation of the other party. I was submitting something else, and that was a little bit, I'm not gonna
Spicy?
say it was. I'm not gonna say it's negative. I'm not gonna say it's positive. But I have had that. You get what I mean? And I just, this is what it is. This is. But I'm not saying that. Oh, I'm not willing to compromise on one of them for real. Meaning, like, if that's not something you have right now, it's not the same because you don't have it right now. You're not going to gain that, or you're not going to.
Some things are not some people.
I know that.
So
But
that
you-
gaining thing, it might not happen. That
Very
might not be his.
very true.
You understand? You gotta take the good with the bad.
Very
the bad
true.
might not be sweating you.
Very true. I'm not with my.
But once again, I'm gonna say this
also,
again.
Wait,
I'm
with
gonna
my
say this again.
expectations, like I said, I'm willing to compromise. So me willing to compromise mean I understand that the whole thing might not be
The whole
met.
thing.
The whole list might not be met.
It's about a yellow pages long too.
First of all, it's not, shut up. It's not, but the whole thing is not going to be met.
Baby, it's like an
So,
encyclopedia.
It's not. It's really not. But
Britannica.
the Bible.
Whoa.
I don't play it. But, it might not be met. And I can compromise on that. But there's certain things that, that honesty, trustworthy, like even being able to be self-awareness. Those are just,
I think those are
that's just
given. Some of those things is
That's
given.
not given. When you get to know somebody, once
To-
you said
to
once
me-
you come
to
into
me-
the thing, you don't know if this person
Self-awareness
has
is not given, but you wouldn't deal with someone that's not honest, that's not
it.
loyal.
But you don't know that if they're not honest or loyal until you start getting to know them.
And guess what? And then when you see that's not what it
That's when
is,
you
exit stage left.
Exactly. So that's I don't think my expectations are. I think the only one of my expectations that's a lot is the I want you to sweat me, and that's only because I'm gonna sweat him too. Like,
And there's one more.
which one else is unrealistic? Which one? Which one did I say?
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Nah. Which one?
Hey, I know how you feel about phone calls.
Oh, okay. But I've recently been in a situation where I was able to compromise. I like to talk to the person I'm with. I like to talk to them, throughout the day. I want to talk to them every day. I like good mornings, how you doing throughout the day, whatever. I like to talk on the phone for mad long because and you know what I realized, that's my love language. It's part of my love language because I feel more connected to somebody when I'm talking to them for a long time and we're talking about different things, not only each other, but we're talking about, we're giving opinions. We can talk about the sky being blue. And
Basically, what we're doing right now about this.
basically,
stuff.
but when you talk about it with the person you're with and
He's
seeing
such
how
a big softy.
and seeing how they think and just getting to know them on a deeper level. So, I feel it's just a connection. That's
Nothing
what
wrong
I
with that,
feel.
though.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing
But
wrong
some
with it.
people are not phone people. Some people
In the person.
Yeah, they're in person, and some people don't like to talk on the phone. And some people have better like you said, better conversation in person than they do on the phone. So those are my expectations. Now, have I ever been given unrealistic expectation? Yes. So I was talking to this dude, and we was talking for a little bit. We wasn't talking for too long, and he was just like, if I go to jail, whatever, if I get like a 5-year bid, you holding me down? Mind you, we was probably talking for like a week or two. I was like, hell no. I said, are we married? No. Do we have children and have and we're still, no. Then no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Have we been together for a long ass time? He was just like, no, I'm not doing it.
He stopped talking to you after that?
No, he didn't. He didn't, but he told me I was messed up. He was like, damn, you messed up. I was just like, listen.
Wait, so you trying to tell me 7 days of knowing a woman, that's enough for you to do 5 years? Because 365 times 5.
Like, what? I was like, nah.
That's like 1,700 days.
Nah, I ain't doing
Homeboy
it.
wildin'.
I ain't doing it.
Homeboy
It's
wildin'.
like, that's messed up. You ain't loyal. What's messed up is you out here doing crazy stuff to get yourself locked
Yeah,
up.
you
Like,
ain't loyal to your freedom, bro.
what?
You ain't loyal to your freedom, bro.
So that, I think, money wise, there's some guys who just don't have, And you know, everybody's financial situation is their own financial situation.
She's being sympathetic.
It is what it is, but you know, there's some guys that kind of like just don't have nothing and want you to pay for everything, and then
sound like a couple women.
And then I mean, yeah, it does, but you know, they don't have nothing. They don't got. Once again, that sounds like a few women, but no, it's sorry guys.
It's all right. It's never the same. It's never on the same end what we do. It's all right.
I'm not.
It's never the same. It's all right. Like,
or
understandable.
Or you know, you get what I mean. Then you have the. This list could go on, but I have dealt with
She basically said she don't want no scrub, y'all.
Like,
but a brother could deal with a scrub woman, you know.
Well, no, I'm not
my
saying
fault. Pigeon.
I don't say. I don't. First of all, I don't think if you choose to deal with a scrub, if you choose to deal with a pigeon, then that is your decision you're making. Yeah, and you decided to let her right here, like, because you know what? Not for nothing, a brother could deal with a pigeon, but females be dealing with broken pigeons. We pick them up. Fix the wing.
You mean broken scrubs?
Well, no, they be broken little pigeons. They be little, you know, with the wing be
So much your homegirls?
No, I'm talking about the guys. So none of my homegirls is broken wing pigeons at all. None. Zero. But you be having some dudes come and you hear you. Let me pick him up. Let me help him fix his wing. And then a mofo peck you when the wing is all healed and everything.
One more time.
Peck you up and then fly away. So you know what? Each side deal with it. But if you choose to deal with it, that is you allowing that into your life.
Listen, the same way she said she ain't doing no scrub, I need to not deal with no pigeon.
Basically,
she right.
So
she right.
Either way, this goes on unrealistic expectations, and I think guys deal with it as well.
Facts.
But all in all, when it comes to this, you know, what do you bring to the table, or even expectations that are put on you, I feel like, you know, people need to be less about less about what opportunity I'm gonna get, what am I gonna get financially, and come to a table or come to your person, and the intention should be through love, not, you know,
together people.
Basically, the intention should be through love, and you should move through that. Even the expectations, what makes sense for you makes sense for you, and that's how it should be. It should be two people coming together to compromise and to be about each other genuinely, and that's what I feel about that. Thank you guys for joining us and clicking on our show. Please drop a comment and let us know what you think about all of the topics, all of the points that we made.
Don't be shy. Don't be scared.
Don't
like it. So I would like for y'all to subscribe and look at our future videos.
Like, share them also. Now, salam, goodbye. I'm Jay.
I'm C. Thank you for coming to our show.